Okay, hi everyone. My name is Patlet. I'm just gonna take you through the trigonometric problems that we're going to solve today. Excuse my handwriting. Okay, first thing first, let's look at this small concept here, or a small identity that we are all familiar with since from grade 11. So this is a Pythagorean identity. So with this Pythagorean identity where sine squared x plus cos squared x is equal to 1, you can also make any of these guys subject to the formula where you have sine squared x is equivalent to 1 minus cos squared of x. Also, cos squared of x is equivalent to 1 minus sine squared of x. This is simple basic trigonometry or basic simplification mathematics that we all understand. So now, looking at this problem here, I'm going to apply the same logic to solve this problem. This is how we can, you are given cos to the power 4 x plus sine squared x times cos squared of x all over 1 plus sine of x. Then now, there is a question here. They say prove that the very same thing here, which is cos to the power 4x plus sine squared of x times cos squared of x all over 1 plus sine x, all is equivalent to this guy. Then we all know that when we're proving, we know that we're actually proving the left hand side if it's equivalent to our right hand side. Good. Therefore now let's go and look at our solution. So before you can solve this kind of a problem, what you need to do, you need to pick the side that you're going to solve. Always pick the complex side to solve, which is our right hand side. So our right hand side, I'm going to copy our right hand side, draw as it is. I'm just copying the very same thing, draw as it is on our right hand side, which is that. Therefore, let's look at this guy now. Then now, the first thing first, we can look at this. In case if this problem, it was a to the power 4 plus b squared times a to the power 4. I'm looking at the numerator. The only thing that you can do here, you can take a squared into a squared b squared. This will be us taking out the common factor here. So when you look at the problem here, we have cos of squared x as a common factor. Here we'll be left with cos squared x plus sine squared of x all over. I'm copying the denominator as it is. Good. Then now, moving on with our problem, let's look at some little basics. Previously on, we were looking at this guy. We said this guy here, sine square of x plus cos square of x is equivalent to 1. If we make sine square of x subject to the formula, it's equivalent to that. Cos square of x subject to the formula will be equivalent to that. Then now, let's see how we can apply to that. This guy here, it's equivalent to 1. Then now, we'll remain with, if we substitute that as a 1, we'll remain with this simpler problem. Now, moving on again. Now, this times that will remain as cos squared of x all over 1 plus sine of x, which is equivalent to. Now again, moving on. Now we know that this cos squared of x from the same identity is equivalent to that. Then now whenever we see this, we can substitute. Why are we substituting? at least want to familiarize ourselves with the sign, because our left hand side has a sign. So now we can substitute that guy as, cos squared x as 1 minus sine squared x. So moving on, we can now simplify this guy further, because by the look of things we know that this is simplified. This can be simplified. How can we simplify this? If we had 1 minus x squared, this will be equivalent to 1 minus x into 1 plus x. This is our basic algebra. Therefore, now we apply that basic algebra here. The same thing, 1 minus sine x into 1 plus sine of x, all over 1 plus sine of x, which is equivalent to. Then now, when you look at this guy here is the same as that guy, and these can cancel out. Then 1 divided by 1 will give us a 1. Then what is the final answer? The final solution is this. And what is this guy? This guy is our left hand side. Then now we are done with our proof. So this is how simple it is, how you can actually apply the identities to solve any kind of proof or any kind of a problem that you encounter in trigonometry. So those are the most important identities that you need to know and be aware of. So thank you guys. Meet you guys in the next session.